Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. On play action, it's Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
They'll start with the option.
Ooh, with a juke. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus, the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Back to throw. Jones. Flushed out right. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
Obviously, a big play was needed. And you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a first down, but a big gain to boot.
And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley. A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Giants are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point try good by Gano. And it's now 14-0. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. Pushing through the contact, and he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Bridgewater. Flush to his right. And Gordon's got it. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Melvin Gordon, 52 yards. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Looking to throw. Jones. And incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Operating from the gun, Jones. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Now he's flushed out left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. A chance of wasting this great starting field position. A real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Bridgewater. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Bridgewater again. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Ball sits on the 10, 2nd and 5.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. McManus now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Pettis now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that 14-0 lead to begin the ball game, well, that's gone now. Time to regroup.
I think even up 2 touchdowns, they knew this wasn't going to be a walk in the park, and I think that's why we would see the head coach going up and down the sidelines telling his team, let's stay with it, let's keep going. It's almost like he knew they were going to make their run at him, and they have. As you said, let's see if they can regroup and get going again.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Meanwhile, Jones' throw caught by Tony.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Looking to throw. Jones escaping the pressure right. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
A first down carry for Barkley. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
2nd down and 5.
Back to throw. Jones sliding out of the pocket, and he'll just get rid of it. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Jones with a handoff to Barkley.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Jones on 1st and 10. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Second and short now following the fumble.
Looking to throw. Jones. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. He dumps it off to Barkley. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jones. This is intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Excellent anticipation again by Justin Simmons. Read the play the entire way. Career high 5 interceptions in 2020. A first-time Pro Bowler. I doubt it'll be his last.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
So, CD, big changes for 2021. Of course, last year we had the expansion from 6 to 7 teams in each conference making the playoffs. This year, the headline, the addition of a 17th regular season game. What did you think when you heard the news that this was happening?
Well, my first thought, partner, was finally, because we've heard about a 17th game coming for a long time, and now here it is. So the beautiful part about all of it is that 17th game is going to be like these interdivision, interconference type games that are going to match up and play out over a 4-year period. And that's kind of cool. And I was looking forward to seeing some of the matchups that were going to come out of that for that 17th game. And could that be the game that decides a bunch of division titles?
On third down, Bridgewater eluding the pressure right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And they'll try for it here on fourth. Bridgewater and company stay out there. They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. It's a big play there for the Broncos. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. To throw is Bridgewater. Going right back to Fant. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Noah Fant, 55 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Now McManus for the extra point. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but...
Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Broncos are going to have it here just past the 25.
Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Being chased out left.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked up by James Bradbury.
And the Giants are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
And he'll throw this one away, but I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. And in the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are on the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. To Barkley on the check down. And they'll get him down right around the 11-yard line. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making them sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. A final shot before break. Jones. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon.
KJ Hamler deep for the Broncos. Returning it, here's Hamler.
So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
And Bridgewater intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked off by Logan Ryan.
And the Giants are going to take over at their own 41. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit.
They'll start the 3rd quarter on the ground with Gordon. And down to the 36-yard line here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
On 2nd down, Gordon once more.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the 2nd half is better for him than the 1st half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Bridgewater. This is the tight end fan. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
And if Noah Fant keeps making catches like that, it might not be too long till we say he's one of the top 5 tight ends in football. When he was drafted, that was the expectation.
First and goal, Melvin Gordon. Showed off the toughness, but still corralled shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. Gordon.
And whistle resulted in losing yardage. Back to the 3. And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. Bridgewater. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos.
And while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Pettis now from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. This throw caught left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Flushed out right. And that's complete to Shepard. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Oh, I think we all understand his disappointment. Didn't quite get to the end zone, and you know it's just got to be tough to see a yard line underneath you after a play.
And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Adrian Peterson taking it in from a yard out. And the Giants able to get this back within a touchdown. Gano the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Extra point try good by Gano. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Throwing is Bridgewater. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 38. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score...
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Gano the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Play action now. Bridgewater. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Patrick. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Well, some good games around the league here early in Week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Bridgewater now. Flush to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Bridgewater sets up the screen to Gordon. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Bridgewater to throw it. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. Leonard Williams, the former number 6 overall pick, got the sack that time. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's a big play there for the Broncos.
They absolutely had to take some chances downfield trailing here in the 4th quarter.
So why not go 4 verticals, send the guys downfield, say make a play?
And that's one of the favored routes of offensive coordinators. You know why? Because receivers can be open at any point running that route.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Throwing, Bridgewater.
There's no question.
Yeah, this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter.
Pettis now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
They brought the... But instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. This is Shepard on the catch. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 54 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. From the gun, Jones forced out to his left. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
He's got Gordon.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars, and he came through with a nice catch right there.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Bridgewater. To Gordon, out left. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Bridgewater going to keep it. Off the option, here's Williams.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way home for a Broncos.
Williams
making quite a splash with his second touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Broncos have broken the tie. Extra point from McManus is good. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. Steps away to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down.
Jones.
Escaping the pressure right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the first, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Second and 15. To throw is Jones.
Dancing to his left. He's going to let it fly. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Gano for the extra point.
tied here in the fourth quarter. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild fourth quarter.
He will return this from deep in the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. They get out.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18.
Bridgewater to throw.
Finding Sutton, able to get out across the 40-yard line, so a spectacular play to begin this drive.
And unfortunately, in 2020, in the season opener, Courtland Sutton tore his ACL. But remember, over 1,100 yards in 2019, his future is still awfully bright.
Now Bridgewater. Eluding the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Here's Bridgewater. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. the first throw in overtime for Bridgewater. He'll get this one to Patrick. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Here's Bridgewater. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. Well, Charles, it's one thing.